Hello brothers and sisters, welcome to another episode here on Dangerous African Confessions HD. In this episode we have the continuation of the conversation with our brother who lost his father as a result of his involvement in the dark powers of Benin. This conversation is from the perspective of the father from his dying days. The kind of revelation he gave his son is what he wants to share with us. Let us now go into what our brother has for us today in this very episode. As you know, I plead with you to please subscribe if you haven't done so, and also do like and share this video, so others out there can also benefit from this conversation. And also hit the notification bell, so you will be notified anytime we upload videos.
I remember my father telling me as tears drowned his and my eyes. He said to me that he was once a seeker of knowledge. His voice was barely above a whisper at this time. He continued to tell me that he believed he could harness the power of the spirits to gain wisdom and strength. He said at first, it was exhilarating. They promised him secrets of the universe, glimpses into realms beyond mortal comprehension. But I was foolish. He said he thought he could control them. He continued, his eyes glazing over as he recalled the early days of his obsession. He told me that he performed rituals in secret, sacrifices that he believed would earn their favor. He called upon them with offerings of blood and whispers in the dark. He thought he was forging an alliance, but he was only sealing his fate. Brother, at this point as a son, it was very difficult for me to listen to him say all these things in regret. All this while, my heart was pounding as I absorbed my father's words. I remember my father's gaze shifted to the ceiling, as if searching for answers among the shadows. He told me that he grew arrogant, he admitted, shameless in his voice. He believed he was invincible, that he could bend their will to his own. He said that he began to demand more from them, more power, more knowledge, without understanding the cost. He neglected the balance that must exist between our world and theirs. He paused, looked at me in the face and told me that the moment of reckoning came. One night, in his hubris, he attempted a ritual far beyond his capabilities, a summoning meant to bind a powerful spirit to his will. He said he thought he could control it, but it broke free. In its fury, it unleashed chaos upon his life. It tormented him and those he loved, feeding off his fear and despair. Tears streamed down my face as I listened to my father's confession. That was when I felt he was trying to protect us. So, I asked him if he was trying to protect us. Yes, my father responded to me. But he said, in his quest for power, he lost sight of what truly mattered. The spirits demanded respect and humility, qualities he had forsaken. They punished him not just for my arrogance but for the betrayal of trust that came with it. You see, according to him, why they punished him was as a result of him embarking on a journey to Benin to enhance his powers according to the advice of the senior bishops who had led him into this dark path. They had told him to embark on the journey with them as he told them of the things going on in his life as he dealt with the spirits. So truth be told, he said he really embarked on that journey with them. And true to their words, they met an old man who took him through certain rituals in the name of cleansing him from the grips of those spirits that were now tormenting him. He said in the beginning of the process of whatever he had gone there to do, he was made to go through fasting and cleansing for 3 days. And throughout the days he spent there, he had other 2 senior pastors who were his friends. He said that his first encounter with the whole group after he had gone through with the fasting and cleansing involved an initiation ceremony held under the cover of darkness. They were required to wear white robes and partake in symbolic acts that represented death to the old self and rebirth into a new spiritual identity. This ceremony was both exhilarating and terrifying, as he felt an overwhelming sense of belonging and purpose. He said that, following the first set of things they did, they were made to engage in intense meditation sessions designed to open their mind to different spiritual realms, so they can now engage higher spirits and denounce the old ones. He said that, just as he was made to go through similar rituals just like when he was first introduced to the ways of the spirit, so did this man made them do. So, to gain favor from spiritual entities, they were instructed to make offerings. Small tokens that represented their commitment to the path. These offerings ranged from personal items imbued with significance to financial contributions that supported the group's activities. Each offering was accompanied by specific prayers and invocations meant to invoke power. Periodically, he underwent ritual cleansings intended to remove negative energies and prepare him for the next stage of prophetic encounters with different spirits. These sessions involved immersion in water infused with herbs and prayers, followed by fasting and isolation. While these cleansings provided a sense of renewal, they also left him feeling vulnerable and exposed. As he engaged in these rituals, he said that he began to experience what he believed were higher spirit revelations and visitations. He said after all those things, that was where he was made to sacrifice a sheep and its blood was used for rituals for him to bath. The man told them that he had disconnected the spirits from him, and from that day forward, only the spirits that appeared in his initiation in Benin will be working with him. When it was all said and done, they returned back home thinking everything had been successful. Not knowing that, by that singular act of betraying them, they were just angry and was waiting to strike. You know, my brother, for the very first time, I got to know what took the life of my younger sister. It was as a result of his betrayal to the spirits that they showed him their anger by taking her life. He said, "He lost my sister in that darkness," he whispered, painless in his words. The spirits took her essence as payment for his transgressions. They revel in chaos and suffering, and she became collateral damage in his reckless pursuit. Knowing this is the main reason why I didn't want you to come closer anymore. Because I feared you might also end up like your sister, this he told me. He said, his actions led to her demise. The spirits twisted his intentions until they became something monstrous. They feasted on his anguish while he spiraled deeper into despair. He said that he tried to make amends, he sought redemption by performing rituals to appease them, to free himself from their grip. But they were relentless. Each attempt only deepened their hold on him. Determined to break free, knowing how dangerous the whole thing with the spirits had become, he one night attempted a ritual far beyond his capabilities, seeking to gain his freedom from the spirits. During those invocations and rituals, a spirit appeared and unleashed chaos upon him. And during that night he never got the strength to even step out of the house as the man he used to be. He coughed again, this time blood staining his lips, a stark reminder of how far he had fallen. In regret, my father told me that he now lay in his room as a prisoner of his own making. He said, they have drained him of everything, his strength, his health, even his will to live. They thrive on despair, and I am but a vessel for their darkness. I asked my father if he can break free. Can break free. He told me that he wishes it were that simple, my son. The darkness has seeped into his very soul, it has become a part of him, and he cannot escape it now. My father held my hand just like I have done, and looked me in the eyes and told me that I must learn from his mistakes. Do not seek power without understanding its cost. Do not let ambition blind you to love and compassion. The spirits may promise greatness, but they will take everything from you in return. My father looked at me straight in the eyes. I knew for sure that it was the last time I was going to feel and see him. My father closed his eyes and surrendered to the darkness that awaited him, leaving behind a legacy steeped in cautionary tales and unfulfilled dreams. You see, I am telling my father's story not as a sign of disrespect to his memory or anything, but to let others understand what these things of dark power entails. I may not be able to give out everything, but I believe and hope that, with a little insight into my father's life, you can learn something from it. I pray and hope that this conversation becomes a blessing to someone out there. That is why I agreed to do this in the first place. Thank you, brother, for your time.
Don't forget to please subscribe, share and like our videos. Kindly hit the notification bell so you will be the first to get notification to our videos when we upload. I like it when he said that his father told him to learn from his mistakes and not to seek power without understanding its cost. He again asked him not to let ambition blind him to love and compassion. The spirits may promise greatness, but they will take everything from you in return. These words from the father to the son is very deep. And I hope it stays with us for the rest of our journey here on earth. In this world where shadows linger alongside light, may we all find our way forward, guided by truth and compassion for ourselves and others. As you can see from some of these confessions and interviews, there are things that are done in churches that we may think it is of the Lord, but certainly it has its source from a darker point in the spirit realm. Like I said in our previous episode, my heart aches for those who place their trust in men, believing they are receiving blessings from above when, in truth, they are entangled in a web of darkness. The line between good and evil can blur in our quest for power and recognition. I urge others in positions of influence to examine their paths and recognize the potential for darkness within us all. This conversation with our brother serves as a stark reminder of how easily one can be led astray in pursuit of power and recognition, and also, we the ones that put our trust in men like ourselves must understand that a lot can happen behind our backs. Therefore, we must be very careful in our quest for spiritual interventions. I hope that this will be a lesson etched in the hearts of those who dare to tread the fine line between faith and fanaticism. In the end, this reminds us that while faith can uplift us, it can also lead us down dark paths if we are not careful about whom we choose to follow. Let this be a lesson for all. Stay grounded in your beliefs and remain vigilant against those who might exploit your dreams for their gain. When you have a deep connection with God and a commitment to uplifting others, you will find your purpose in this life, purpose beyond what fame could ever offer. We are only here to warn our brothers and sisters about the ways of the evil one amongst even the children of God. It is also not to suggest that any musician out there doing his work is of the evil one. But this is to tell you to be careful because a lot is going on in this world. Let your inner intuition talk to you when you listen to some of the songs out there. Please let us hear your thoughts in the comment section. I just hope that we honestly take the important lessons from these stories to better our lives and decisions. Stay blessed and be safe. Thanks for being a part of this growing family. Kindly share your thought with us in the comment section below. And if you are new here, please subscribe, like and share.